presentation is on Down syndrome with the gene DSCAM. I am unfortunately told that you are a family with a child of Down syndrome, and I am here to make you feel better and give you all the information that I can to help ease those nerves and give you encouragement and to explain a little bit about what is going on. So what exactly is this condition? I'm sure as the family of this child, you know exactly a little bit, if not exactly, what is going on with your child. The condition is when there's an extra chromosome, and that is like packages of genes in the body that everyone as a human has. There is an extra chromosome that is shown on the chromosome 21 of your child. The term having an extra chromosome is called trisomy, and Down syndrome is also called trisomy 21. So if you hear of that, or if you're doing your own research and you come across that, that is also Down syndrome. This extra chromosome will change how your baby's body and the brain develop, and it is discovered in a laboratory in 1959 by the French human genealogist Jerome Jean Louis Marie Le Jeune. And that's just some background that obviously this Down syndrome condition has been around for a long time, and the research is incredible, and we are here to help you along the way. Genetic origin. So the gene DSCAM is called DS cell adhesion molecule, and this is a protein encoding gene type. It is a member of the immunoglobulin superfamily of the cell adhesion molecule. The location of the gene is 21q22.2. It is not genetic, so if you have another child, do not be concerned that you might pass that on. Or if you're, if you are doing your research and it comes across that way, that is false information. Or just when you're trying to educate everybody that you come encounter of your child, it is not genetic, but it can have a higher risk of developing if the mother is older than 35 years old, but it can still happen if the mother is younger. If you look to the picture on the right, it is circled in blue where the chromosome 21 is located at. So this will be showing up on your child's genetic coding that the doctors can see when they were doing diagnosing, and as well as the genetic team that was going to be following your child. The effect it has, it is involved in the human central and peripheral nervous system, and the gene also shows Down syndrome, but can also show congenital heart defects. When this gene is overexpressed in the central nervous system, it can lead to Down syndrome. So this is the gene that your child has, and it is not saying that your child has congenital heart defects. It is just saying that it can be also found within that condition. So in diagnostic and pregnancy, there's 3 different ways that can happen. I'm not sure if you guys had this done when you were pregnant. If you didn't, it's okay, but I'm pretty sure it is done across the board. It can be done looking at the mother's placenta, which is called a CVS. It can look at the anatomical fluid, which is the sac surrounding the baby, and then it is also looking at the percutaneous umbilical cord blood sampling, also called as PUBS. It looks at the blood from the umbilical cord. And then once a baby is born, a diagnosis is often based on the baby's appearance, but not always are the features shown right away. And for Down syndrome, you want to diagnose as soon as possible so that all of the resources can be started on your child and enhance the growth of the physical and the mental aspect of your child. But the features don't show right away, then the healthcare provider can order a blood test for the baby called a chromosomal karyotype to confirm the diagnosis. Here are some symptoms of the disease, and not all these symptoms can show up on the child, or a lot of them do present with this. It is a flattened face, almond-shaped eyes, a short neck, small ears, small hands and feet, poor muscle tone and loose joints, shorter in height. And this picture located on the right of the slide shows some other physical features that the child might have that I did not include in my PowerPoint, which would be the slightly bented fifth finger and the white spots on colored part of the eye. Treatment options. Down syndrome is a lifelong condition, so your child is always going to have it, but that is okay. Down syndrome does not make or break a child, and the love and support for your child will be endless. Physical and mental abilities can improve, however. Speech, special education, occupational, and physical therapy help with the improvement of your child. All these professionals should provide and encourage stimulation. Financial information. Financial comes into play for the learning and the enhancement for growth. Not only does financial play come into effect with, of course, doctor's appointments, but speech therapy, which is about, speech therapy, special education, occupational therapy, and physical therapy. These are numbers that are located local, but can change by various states, and also exactly like what exact program you're going for all these things. Speech therapy, special education, occupational therapy are free through public schools, but if you'd like additional for your child, that's when the fees come into play. Home life, there's not a certain thing to have at home. Obviously, safety, of course, nutrition, a roof over their head, and love is always needed, but nothing that is extreme that will be noted. Play with children with or without Down syndrome is huge. Routine every day and support in new activities. With that, though, however, having activities for children to do will help, and examples would be arts and crafts, cooking with help, of course, learning activities online, physical play, games, and puzzles. Where do you get support, or your child? There's so many different resources out there that you can get. This is just a list that I have found myself. So Global Down Syndrome Foundation, National Down Syndrome Congress, National Down Syndrome Society, Down Syndrome Affiliates in Action are just some websites online that you can look up yourself, and it will give you a tremendous amount of resources that you can look up. Your own resource is, of course, so important, so you can make sure that your child is getting the best resources they can get, but also yourself, and can just make you not feel alone. And it's going with not feeling alone. Local support groups are huge, and not only for the child, they can do activities and feel supported as they grow up, feeling a little bit different. They can go that while the parents are there for support, for if there's burnout, or just allowing to adapt as they change while you change. If you add another child into the play, it's just so important to have those resources on top of family and friends. And here are my resources. So I'm so thankful to be able to present this information to you guys about Down syndrome. I wish you guys nothing but the best, and I hope that your child has a wonderful and healthy life. And don't forget, there's so many resources out there to help you guys, and you are not alone, and your child is very loved and very important and very valuable in this crazy thing we call life.